Since I took six years or so to make this, right? Ever since I became a streamer in 2014, I was like, I need to evolve first. Become a 5,000 IQ monster to put together the perfect tier list. And now's the time. Now I feel confident. So the way I want to define this, also, by the way, this is going to YouTube, so hi to anyone watching on YouTube. You can skip all of the making of this tier list, by the way, by going to the end. But before you do, okay, before you do, it's important to understand my definition for S, A, B, C, and D tier. Maybe I'm going to put it on screen for YouTube for those who are just not going to bother listening to this part. But this is going to be important to understand because this isn't like B tier characters aren't supposed to be. You could argue those are the mid tier characters, and obviously in a certain sense it makes sense. But this distribution will not show how far S tier is going to be apart from A tier. Technically, S tier could be closer to A than, like, let's say B characters to C. You will not be able to tell that. So I have kind of simple requirements for any given tier here. And I think since tier lists are supposed to show, for the most part, tournament viability, we're gonna talk about tournament viability, right? I mean, this is what tier lists are generally for. Determining what characters you should be playing if you're serious about the game and you want to win a tournament. So the way I see it, S tier characters are those that you can confidently pick at a tournament, and if you're like the best player in the world, you're gonna be winning with that character. It should be somewhat unlikely to run into a bad matchup that you cannot overcome with an S tier character. Okay, that's how I see S tiers. A tier character. What is an A tier character? It's a powerful character that is good enough to play by itself at a tournament, but you will have some specific matchups that you need a strategy against. That you know you're gonna be, like, it's not gonna be that easy of a match, so you gotta prepare for those extra hard in order to overcome them. Those are A tier characters. Those are generally characters that still do very well, that you can do very well at tournaments, okay? So this is how I see them. So, but with some distinct, like, bad matchups that you should be expecting to see at a tournament. So what is B? So B tier character is a character that is like a mixed bag. It's a character that has some good matchups and some bad matchups. So like somewhat of an even split, or most notably, it's a character that kind of like forces you to have a secondary because you're expected to run into a bad matchup that is very common. So a B tier character, for example, would be someone who loses to, well, a top tier character, because a top tier character is very commonly seen, should be commonly seen at a tournament. So if your character loses to him badly, you kind of need a secondary because you're expected to run into him, right? So B tier is a character that you can pick, but you need a secondary to cover the bad matchups. C tier is basically unplayable for tournaments, but you can effectively use this character for counterpicking. And this is how I see C tier. So that's a C tier character. If you can overcome certain matchups, or like some characters have some interesting abilities when it comes to like being effectively used as a counterpick, but are generally not going to be considered good enough on their own for tournament level play. Generally, you should consider them for counterpicking, and that's it. D tier, don't even bother. D tier is like, your character is so bad that if you try to use this character as a counterpick, then someone is going to come up to you and ask you, why are you using this character even as a counterpick? If you want to counterpick, you could pick 10 other characters that are doing a better job. So that's like a basic definition that I have here. That's how I see the categories, okay? I'm not even gonna bother like trying to put characters close, or how far is S tier, the difference between S and A. It's not something I'm gonna answer. Anyways, it's basically dark mode, so that's okay. So, okay, so since this is gonna take some time, I'm gonna try to go through the characters as fast as possible. There's one notable exception though that I want to make. I want to do Ryu last, since it's arguably the most interesting character. And just so you know, I have not made up my mind on anything. Okay, I don't have a tier list in my head. I'm making one right now, and I'm doing this instinctively, pretty much. Okay, so we're gonna go through the list here. From left to right, I guess, and then like left to right, top to bottom, right? So for those watching on YouTube, if you're interested in a specific character, you can keep moving forward and you kind of know when your character comes up. Okay, Abigail. Let's start with Abigail. Have we seen some notable stuff when it comes to Abigail? It's kind of hard to predict, by the way, in general, to make a tier list right now because... Oh, right, I have not talked about this. Tier lists are stupid, okay? To anyone who's watching this right now, thinking like this is like super cool or like super valuable information, no, tier lists are stupid. Because, stupid but fun, yeah. Because any player is going to be very biased when it comes to tier lists. In order to judge all of the characters, you would need to have very deep knowledge on every single matchup for every single character. You don't have that knowledge. So keep that in mind. My tier list is going to be trash, just like any other tier list that you're going to be watching. It's going to be a subjective feel kind of thing. Okay? So here's the thing. Where do we put Abigail? I feel like Abigail is a character that you can definitely play. Okay, he's not D, and he's also not C. He's at least B. Okay? So is he a character that you need a counter pick for? Or is he A? He's probably a B. Abigail A. Maybe. Should I be influenced by you guys? I'm not sure. B is pretty low. Don't be influenced. Should I not look at chat? I'm not sure if maybe I should ignore chat. It is my tier list, right? Now let's put him at A. Now I think A. A feels good. Abigail A. Okay, now I'm gonna try to go through this fast, and maybe I'm gonna change my mind on some stuff. Okay, let me try to do this pretty fast without looking at chat. Okay, Alex D. Blanca. Oh, that's a really difficult one. I think Blanca is a difficult one. I feel like Blanca could be D or A. Blanca. Can you effectively counterpick with Blanca? I don't think you can. He's just super inconsistent. Put him D. But he has a good V trigger. D or A. Please explain placement. Do I have to explain Alex? Alex is just inconsistent. No matter how you look at him, he's just trash. Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's so difficult to judge this one. By the way, JCast, thank you so much for the 6 months and the 100 bits by Pipas. Yeah, like that's what I'm gonna do, definitely. I feel like Blanca is a character that has so much inconsistency, and if you like, and Blanca players in general go for the gambles, right? Can you play a consistent Blanca game that is effective? I don't think you can. Blanca is Alex with a robbery V-trigger. I kind of have to agree on that. He's like Alex, but once he pops V-trigger, he's actually dangerous. Blanca is definitely dangerous with V-trigger. So let's think about that. Does the V-trigger of Blanca push him far enough into the meta that you can use him at a tournament and expect to win just from the V-trigger? And I think no. I think no, you can't do that. I mean, there are plenty of characters that have bad options, but then when they pop V-trigger, they start winning, right? It's so rough. So the C category is only for counterpicking, right? That's basically my idea. So you shouldn't be playing this character as your main. And I think Blanca fits this pretty well. Because if you're like really desperate, you can just go YOLO with Blanca and try to get a win with it, like cheese a win with him, right? Yeah, Blanca doesn't counterpick anyone. He's just, oh, I'm trying to gamble here. Brain off, right? V-trigger 2, brain off. I think C is correct. Now Vega. Now Vega is an interesting one. Because I think Vega is actual trash. I think Vega is actually trash. Yeah, Vega is trash. He seems to have a lot of tools, but are they effective? I feel like it's not effective. Let's go Birdie. I think Vega is trash, honestly. Ryu can zone him. If Ryu can zone him, then it's trash. Birdie. Now, if I'm playing against Jamal, I'm inclined to put him there. But any other Birdie player, I'm inclined to put him there. Here's the thing. Birdie had a nerf regarding his fireball, anti-fireball capabilities, right? Is that a problem in Street Fighter 5? Not really, right? I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Yes, Naros. So Birdie is a character that has issues that got specifically nerfed against fireballs, but that's not a really big issue in Street Fighter 5. If you don't have good anti-fireball tools, it's not a big problem. And he still has good anti-fireball tools. They're just not stupid anymore. No, Birdie is not trash. Birdie's not trash. I'm just I was making a joke earlier. So where does Birdie fit? Is Birdie a character that you can confidently pick at the moment and win? And here's where I'm lacking some matchup knowledge. I'm inclined to put him in B or A. And the question is, does he rather fit the A or the B category? And this is difficult for me to answer because I don't really know how many and what the bad matchups are. Yeah, so let's put him B. I think B fits Birdie. B for Birdie. Balrog. Balrog, I think, has a similar problem. I think Balrog is a mixed bag when it comes to matchups. B. Cody. Cody is a character that has really, really powerful comeback potential if you use him correctly with the V-Trigger 2. He is generally considered really weak. But I wonder why. He has free get-in tools with EX Zonk. It's like, just ignore neutral and go in. His V-Trigger 2 is very powerful and very hard to deal with. I think Cody is actually underestimated. Wait, didn't Cody qualify for Capcom Cup? I don't know what Cody... I'm gonna have a hot take here. I'm gonna put Cody in A. But he might be better placed in B. Now let's put Cody in A. Cammy is at least... Cammy, where do you put Cammy? Wow, I'm having a hard time. Cammy, at least A, but maybe S. Let's put Cammy in S for now. I think Cammy has really good tools. I think if you play well with Cammy, no matter what the matchup is, are you ever in a position where you're like, how's Cammy supposed to win this? Like, let's be for real. Does Cammy play against any character that is relevant in the meta, where players feel like she cannot overcome them? I don't think that's at all the case, so I think Cammy deserves to be an S. Now Chun-Li. Chun-Li is an interesting character. I think Chun-Li is a character that a lot of people thought was going to be S tier, but ended up being kind of underwhelming. So I feel like Chun-Li is a B character. Now, nah, let's put Chun-Li A. Chun-Li A. Chun-Li A? Chun-Li B? Low health. Low health is never an argument for anything. A or B? Chun A? Nah, Chun A. Chun A feels good. Now, this might be a hot take, but I think Dalsum is also A. I think Dalsum has everything he needs to win. He might have some matchups that are challenging, but nothing he can't work out. I think Dalsum is A. Ed. Ed is pure garbage. Can you counterpick with Ed? Can you do anything with Ed? I think Ed is garbage. Fang. Now Fang, I think, is not garbage. I think Fang deserves to at least be in C tier. But more than that, it's hard to say. I'm inclined to give him at least B. I think you can make it with Fang. But is he good enough? Is he good enough for more than that? I don't think so. Is he a counterpick character? Can you make it work? I mean, MQS made it to top 8 with Fang with the current patch. Can you make it top 8 without... so clearly, he had to beat strong players there. right? And he didn't just use Fang as a sub character, it was the main. And not just him, who's the Vegapatch, right? Vegapatch is the Spanish Fang. He's also had some really interesting results with him. So Fang probably underused and underestimated. But higher than B, no way. No way he's higher than B. But B, yeah, I actually can see him in B. Now, Falke is a character that is also kind of trash. I don't think she's really good. She has some real issues, but we do have a really strong Falke player in Europe that does get some interesting results with her. So she's not D, she's not Ed. Is she C? Is she Blanca? Is she a better pick than Blanca? I think Falke deserves low B. I think I'm gonna put Falke in C. I don't see her being that relevant right now. I can see her as a counter pick, but if you're gonna go with Falke only, you're probably losing to a lot of matchups. G! Now G is an interesting one. Is G top tier? Is he S? I complain about G all the time, right? So where do I put him? I actually had already made up my mind on G before making this tier list. So G, I think, is the perfect definition of a character that deserves to be an A tier. He's not an S tier character because he actually has, and this is kind of funny coming from me, he does have some issues on defense. He can make some absolute wild comebacks with his V-trigger. That is true, but any character that is aggressive is gonna give G some trouble. I think he's a good A character, but he is gonna run into some rough matchups where he is gonna struggle. So I'm gonna put him in A. I think that Kuma is a no-brain S tier character. I mean, a no-brainer as an S tier character. Ed can actually beat G. That's not a problem. If the top characters lose to the low-end characters, that's perfect. That's what you want to see. If you only lose to the lowest-end characters, then your character is probably really good because you're never going to see them at a tournament, right? Akuma S tier. I don't think I have to say a lot about that. Now here's Guile. Now Guile for a lot of people deserves to be an A tier, right? But I actually the more I see about Guile, the more I disagree. I don't think he's an A character at all. I think he deserves to be an S. Like, I can't think of a single matchup that Guile really struggles in. Like, really. Especially on the high end, I think he does just fine. If you're gonna lose with Guile, can you ever say, well, I just played a really rough matchup? I can't stand this tier list, man. My heart can't take it. Okay, Ibuki, an interesting character right there. Is Ibuki powerful? Yes. Is Ibuki really, really good? I think so, yes. I think a lot of people would put Ibuki in B right now. I think a lot of people would put Ibuki in B at the moment, but I actually disagree. Like, that would imply she has a good mix. Ibuki being on the same level as... Actually, the more I look at this tier list, the more I'm like, what is Fang doing besides next to Balrog and Birdie? Let's put Fang where he deserves to be. Come on. Seems kind of weird. Like, the more I see this, I'm like, really? Fang deserves to be next to these characters? Nah. Like, the more I think about it, no, Fang is C. No, Fang is C. No question about it. The more I think about this, the more stupid it becomes. Fang is C. Now, is Ibuki A or is Ibuki B? Here's the question. Fang has a lot of plus shit, right? But that's about it. I think Ibuki is A. I don't think Ibuki is B. A lot of people put Ibuki in B, and I don't get it, to be honest. Cup size B, I'm sure. Are we judging characters by cup size now? Lower immediately to D. Juri. Now, Juri is an interesting character, and when I say interesting, I mean absolute garbage. The question is she as bad as Alex, Vega, and Ed? Juri. Now, Juri is C. Juri is C. No, I'm gonna keep Juri in C. Ken. Now, Ken. Where does Ken belong? I think Ken is a solid... I think Ken is a good character to put in B. I think B. Ken is a perfectly defined B character. Kage, B. Kage can do some work, but a lot of stuff is also difficult for him. Colleen. Where do you put Colleen? She has one of the best V-triggers in the game with a solid ground game. Colleen is A. Karin. Karin is S. Laura. Where does Laura belong to? Laura is a character that has some issues, but not that many issues. Like, she can consistently get a win. Laura B? No. Laura is A. Laura loses to Ryu, but that doesn't mean anything. Laura is C for Casino. It's kind of funny. Like, this is unbelievable to me. The fact that I'm breaking 500 views right now, but just because I'm putting characters on a chart. Like... Okay, Menat. Okay, Menat. So Menat is an interesting character, I think. I think Menat is A. She has an unbelievable V-trigger, and has a solid ground game. She does fine. She does have some matchups that she struggles in. I agree, but she can make up for it with a great V-trigger. I think Menat deserves to be in A. I think Nikali is pretty obviously a B tier character. I think Nikali is like one of the perfect definition of a B character. Cody in A seems high. The more I look at it, the more I agree, Mitsuho. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, Cody there? Really? I think you're right. I think Cody does not deserve to be in there. Cody's B. Cody's definitely a B character, right? Nash. D. I think Nash is really a character that I have no doubts about at the moment. The more I see Nash, the more I'm like, this is... If there is a character to put in D, it's Nash. Armika. What makes Nash D tier? Well, the inability to do anything properly. Armika. Now, Armika has some issues in her gameplay. She's very inconsistent by design. She has some really nice, if you play a strong footsie battle, she can be really dangerous. But, like, compare Armika to the rest, let's say the A characters. Does she get to have consistent results like these characters right here? I don't think so. So I think Armika deserves to be in B. I think Armika is a B character. She's not a C character. She can make it work. She has some really good tools. She can be really scary. Once she gets the ball rolling, like, it's scary. But that's about it. Okay, so now Rashid. I think Rashid is still clearly S. I think a lot of people underestimate Rashid at the moment. But Rashid didn't go anywhere. Like, he's still there, trust me. He's S. I'm pretty confident about Rashid being S. Sagat. Now, Sagat got buffed in the last, like, well, a year ago, right, at this point. Now, does Sagat deserve to be higher than C or B? Nash is the guy what Dan is to all the Shotos. Yeah, that's not that bad of a take, yeah. Zaffarino won NLBC with Sagat yesterday. I don't think Sagat is that bad. I do think he has a lot of issues, though. Does he have enough issues to be put in C tier? Is he a counterpick only character at the moment? Yes, I think so. I don't think Sagat deserves to be higher than C at the moment. Sakura. Now, didn't Nowman win Evo Japan right before? That was this current version, right? Are these in order? No, like within the current league, like there's no order within these, okay? Like within B, Birdie is not higher tier than our Mika. They're the same category. That's all this tier list says. Sakura is better than Karin? Now what? Okay, Sakura. Does Sakura have issues? Yes, she does have issues. Does she have consistency? I think she does have a lot of consistency. I think her V-Trigger 1 makes her pretty consistent. You like if you take a look at Nowman's run, especially Grand Finals at Evo against Mago, like the fact that he was able to keep up on the ground so well against against Karin is really impressive, and it also shows Sakura can do this. Sakura can do this. But is she as powerful as G or Ibuki? I don't think so. But I'll give Sakura B. I think B is not that bad. Karin is S. Karin is absolutely S. Urien. Urien. S. Definitely S. No question about that. Bison. M. Bison. Where do we put M. Bison? I think this is a difficult one. I think M. Bison is really difficult to judge. I think he's really capable, but I do think he does have some issues unlike the S tier characters. So I think I'm gonna put M. Bison, I'm gonna put him here. I think he's a good character, and you can absolutely go just with M. Bison winning tournaments, but you can run into some real issues with him. So A, I think A. Bison is B. No, Bison is A. No, I think the question was, is he A or S? That was my question. Zangief. I think Zangief is really bad at the moment. Is he bad enough to be in D tier though? Absolutely not. I don't think he's better than C. Let's put him in C. Now Zeku. Now, where would I put Zeku? I already had before I made this tier list, I have already made up my mind on Zeku. I think he's one of the very obvious ones because he's obviously S tier. I think Zeku is one of the few ones where it's a no-brainer. He has so much flexibility. He's basically two characters, and both characters are really good in what they do. It's amazing. Like, no, I don't think any other character has that much flexibility compared to Zeku. Think about Gi V-Trigger. It's not powerful enough. It's not powerful enough to swing the game. In most cases, it's minus. Like, Zangief can make some comebacks happen, right? But others can do the same thing without having trash neutral. Am I gonna order the tier list after that? No, I don't want to order within the list itself. Maybe I'm gonna do that separately at some point. I mean, if you're gonna make the argument for Zangief having a good V-Trigger, well, Alex has... actually, no, Alex does not have a good V-Trigger, but he has a great crush counter, for example. That's not good enough to make a good character. You need more than just one thing that is good. Unless it's G, because that one thing that he's good at, he's unbelievably good at. Just order S tier. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that separately at some point. Gil. Now, next one is Gil. Is Gil a good character or not? Is Gil a good character or not? I have a hard time deciding on whether or not Gil is good. I don't think he's good. I think he's like annoying, and I think he's really inconsistent. If he pops V-Trigger, he can get some interesting comebacks happen. Right, so he can make comebacks. But is that good enough? His fireball game is good. It's really dangerous actually to play against Gil in a lot of cases. He has a nice parry, obviously, but a good parry is not good. I don't think Gil is that good. I think Gil deserves to be in C. I think Gil is a C character. Now Honda. Now Honda is interesting because I think depending on who you ask, Honda is going to end up either in D or in S. Honda is B, A. I think Honda is stupid. I think Honda is actually stupidly good, but has some issues. Like, is Honda as good as M. Bison or G? I think yes. I think Honda is A. I think Honda is A. Now Lucia. Is Lucia good? Is Lucia good? Honda is a cunt, so C. Lucia C. Lucia is a character that I never see nowadays. And I think there is a good reason for that. I think Lucia just has underwhelming tools. She can anti-air in a nice way. She has an okay V-trigger activation, but she really doesn't have anything to get the ball rolling. I think Lucia is C. The more I look at this, I feel like Gil is stronger than Lucia. Maybe not? Nah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. C. Yeah. Poison. Where does Poison belong? I do think that Poison... I just wanted to have your reaction. I actually already made up my mind on Poison a while ago. I think at the moment Poison is actually one of the best characters in the game. I think she deserves to be an S. Seth. Now, if you know me and you know my opinion on Seth, you should already know where I'm going to put Seth. Seth needs a nerf. So Seth is S. Now we're already on like Ryu. This is interesting. So, but before I decide on Ryu, let me look for whether or not I like this list. Is any character in S clearly better than A? I think so. Yes. So now A versus B. Is there any character that stands out in a weird way in A versus B? Think you could argue Chun-Li? The more I look at this list, the more I'm like, really, Chun-Li? Or even Abigail? Colleen is too low. I tend to agree Colleen deserves to be high A. Chun is better than Karin. No, that's definitely nonsense. You think Kage should be lower? Nah, I think Kage's fine. Kage got buffed in some really meaningful ways. He deserves to be in B. I think he's a B character. He's not that bad. But he has some really rough matchups, for sure. Now, I'm actually okay with A. I think A has some hot takes. Abigail, debatable whether he's an A. Chun-Li, also debatable. The rest I feel pretty confident about. Okay, so Ryu, where do you think I'm gonna put Ryu? Yeah, I want you guys to vote here. I'm gonna put up one right now. So let me know what you guys think. I've already made up my mind though. I don't want to be influenced, so I just want to know what you guys think. Ryu for MDZ Jimmy is S+. Cammy over Akuma. No. This is just the alphabetical order right there. Like, this is not... These are within the same tier. There's no listing at the moment. Maybe I should do that, though, as well. I mean, while I'm at it, I might as well list them properly. The tiers are not ordered yet. Okay, 48% of you said B. Then 37% of you took C. This is actually a close call. The rest is unlikely. More people thought I'm gonna put or think that Ryu deserves to be in D versus S and A. Yeah, B1. So, yeah, I agree. I do think Ryu deserves to be in B tier. Ryu is B. He has a lot of matchups that he can manage, but also others that he absolutely cannot manage. So he deserves to be in B. He's not just a counterpick character. He has some capabilities that work. Similar to Kage, for example. Both characters, it's kind of interesting, both characters were buffed for last season, and they ended up being, still both being underwhelming, but not like that bad anymore. I think Sagat is a better character for counterpicking. Super noob. I think Sagat is not a bad character for counterpicking because he's so extreme. He does zoning very well. So, in that sense, he's a better choice for counterpicks. But I think Sagat is going to struggle more on average versus Ryu. Any aggressive character is absolutely going to annihilate Sagat. That's not true for Ryu. So yeah, I'm going to put Sagat below Ryu. Zangief won twice with Sagat. Yeah, but he didn't win a Capcom Pro Tour event with Sagat. I'm not convinced Sagat is good unless someone can actually show me otherwise. I'm okay with this placement for now. Okay, so should I now like order every single tier? I think it's gonna be difficult to organize this properly. So is left the strongest? Like from left to right. Left strong, right weak. Left is strongest. Okay. I think Seth is the strongest at the moment. I think there are a couple that are really close behind him. I think after Seth, I'm actually gonna put Zeku after Seth. And I think Akuma comes right behind him. Amtulio, 29, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Very much appreciated. I think after that, after Akuma, we have Urien. After Urien, I think Rashid should be there. Nah, hard to say. Let me see. Urien. I think Poison. I'm gonna put Poison right there. I think after Poison, Rashid. I think after Rashid, no, I think Karin. Karin in between those two. Karin, then Rashid, and then Guile. Actually, Guile over Rashid. Yeah, I think I like this. How's Zeku top 2? It's good. Cammy better than Karin? No, Karin is better than Cammy. From left to right, from strong to weak. How's he better than Akuma? I think he's better than Akuma. I think people underestimate Zeku. No, I'm gonna keep it that way. I think I like this. Okay, so now A. Who are the strongest characters in A? I think M. Bison is up there, but I'm not quite sure where. Let's put Bison there for now. Who else deserves to be very high in A? I think Colleen deserves to be high in A. I think Abigail should be pretty far to the right. I think Honda should be up there. Colleen is worse than Chun and G. No. No. No, no, no. I think G. I'm gonna put G there. I think Dalsum is better than Chun. But I think Ibuki is better than Dalsum. I think Laura is better than both Dalsum or Chun. I think Menat beats... I think Menat beats Chun. But Chun beats Abigail. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. Laura is better than Ibuki. I don't think so. Da brodelt dem Jimmy die Birne, absolut. Okay, I think I'm happy with A now. Am I happy? Is Bison the best one out of these? Yeah, I think it's not bad. I think I could keep it like that, being happy for now. Okay, B. Let's order B. Okay, now this is gonna be rough. Wow, B is gonna be rough to order. I think they're all pretty similar. I do think Balrog deserves to be in a high spot, and I also think Birdie deserves to be in a high spot. Actually, I'm gonna keep it like that. Birdie, Balrog. I think the first two are actually correct. But now it becomes tricky. Actually, I like Cody there. I like Cody there. Cody's not that bad. Now, let's compare Ken, Kage, and Ikali. What order do we put those three in? I think Ken is better than Kage. And I think Nikali is not that good. Armika. Now, Armika is a difficult one. I think Armika is better than all of them. Sakura is probably better than Nikali. Is she better than Kage? Probably. Is she better than Ken? I don't think so. I think this is where Sakura deserves to be. Where's Ryu? Now the question is, where is Ryu? Is Ryu better than Nikali? No, I think I'm happy with this. Is Kage better than Nikali and Ryu? It's hard to judge. I think B is really close. Each one of these characters are really close. I'm gonna keep it like that. Why do I put Nikali so low? I don't think Nikali is that good. I think Nikali is commonly overestimated. Okay, C tier. I think Falke is a good C tier character. I think she deserves to be high up there. I think Zangief, even though he's kind of weak, Within C tier, I think he's probably somewhat high. Or maybe I'm high. Blanca. Blanca's not that bad. Is Blanca better than Fang? Is Blanca better than Fang? Probably not. The more I think about it, the more I have to put Zangief back. I think Fang is not that bad. I think Falke and Fang are not bad within C. I'm gonna keep this order. So these two, let's keep these two. So now let's take a look at the other characters. I think Gil is better than Sagat. Jury. Where do I put Jury? I don't know. Yeah, maybe Gil isn't better than Sagat. I think it's close. Where's Lucia? Is Lucia the worst out of them? I have a hard time judging Lucia, to be honest. Jury is crazy low in this list. Maybe. Maybe she deserves to be better than Zangief. Is she better than Zangief? I think she's better than Zangief. She's better than Blanca. Blanca's V-Trigger 2 makes me put him high on the list. Does Jury have the same comeback potential as Blanca? No, I don't think so. No, I think Jury. Okay, Jury deserves to be there. Okay, now Zangief. What do we do with Zangief? Zangief better than Gil? I don't think so. Sagat. We're putting them in order now. Yes. I'm undecided. I've ordered S, A, and B already. I'm on C right now. Zangief's not better than any zoner in the C tier. I think you're right. I think Sagat definitely beats Zangief. Maybe Sagat beats Gil. But Gil does have some interesting potential. I mean, we're talking about crap versus trash, right? Is crap better than trash? I don't know. Is Zangief better than Lucia? Maybe. Let's keep this list. Okay. Trash is better than crap. Gil is kind trash. I hurt someone's feelings on this one. Okay, Alex. Okay, who's the best out of these trash characters? D. I think the best trash is Vega. Vega is the best trash. I think after Vega we have Ed. I think Alex and then Nash. I think this is correctly ordered. Okay, I think I'm done with the ordering. I think this is the final order that I'm gonna go with. Interesting. I didn't even think I was gonna end up with this. So now this is fully ordered. For those, especially for YouTube, if you just tuned in, or if you skip to this part right here, this is fully ordered, even within the tiers themselves. From left to right, so left is strongest, to the right, this is the weakest one within the tier, and then, well, the rest is obvious, right? So Cammy is the weakest S tier, Seth the strongest, Bison strongest A, and so forth. So yeah, the more I look at this list, the more I'm actually happy with it. It's not a bad list. I think I've made the best. I think I'm happy I waited so many years to make my first tier list. I'm actually happy looking at this. I think this is not a bad one.